Good morning, guys. My name's Lisa. In case you didn't know, like you've never seen me before. Anyway, I just got up and I was just like really moved to come on here, and because I remembered, I was like laying in my bed and just waking up, and all of a sudden I just remembered like the whole reason why I started this whole channel. I mean, and I've talked about it before, like share my experience as far as like going through the awakening process, and what it's been like for me, but it's my heart. It's like this whole journey has brought me back to living through my heart and doing what feels right within me. And that's what I want to do. Like I have been like trying to figure out like what it is I really want to do with my life. And I know that this whole process, it's brought me back to me, to like, yes, have I had teachers along the way? Yes, but ultimately, something that I always like write about, like in my Instagram post, and I'm sure I've said it on here, it's like nobody knows better than you what's best for you. And I don't mean that like, and I'm not talking about like when you're to somebody who's, because I've been there too. It's like when I'm like very stubborn and I'm not willing to listen to anybody, I'm talking like going through all the changes, facing yourself and dealing with the issues that have, blocked your heart, blocked you from living completely in your truth. And what I mean by truth is like the things that held me back from, like I would let my fear of what people thought of me stop me from maybe dressing a certain way or saying something I really wanted to say or living a way that I really wanted to live, and through this whole process over these last few years and really even since I started getting sober, that got me aware of my issues. But once I was like really awakened, by my twin a few years ago, that started an even deeper journey. I've if some of you may know that watch this, that when I met my twin, it was pretty much at one of the lowest points in my life. I had just lost, I was emerging from trying to keep my head above the water from losing 5 people within a 19-month period, 4 of whom I spoke to on a daily basis, like multiple times a day. And then right after that, or like even in between it, in between the third, it was like in between some of them passing on. I had a boyfriend relapse on drugs and completely rob me and steal everything from me within 3 weeks. And I lost everything, like everything. He completely drained my bank account, stole everything in my house. It was totally devastating. And I had to like move back in with my brother, whom I didn't really talk to, but but I was grateful for letting them. And that was just like a whole nother. I was not close with my family at that point in my life, and it was very traumatic. And it ended up being a horrible experience at the time. It just was, and it just ended up that way, and but we live and we learn, and we grow, but that's what it was then. And then I met my twin, you know, like somewhere around that, that time, like after I was like coming off of that, all that stuff, you know, it had been like, maybe like a year, you know, and, I was shut down. Like I was just like in total, I was doing it for my kids. I was like staying alive for my kids. I was going to work for my kids. I was like, because like honestly, like the thought of them having to live this life without me and like leaving them with my family at that time, like just terrified the shit out of me, you know? And so they were really literally the only reason why I was living. And so when I met my twin, actually not even when I met him, something happened, but I wasn't really aware of what it was. And it wasn't until later on that when he kissed me, that was when I knew that I mean, that just like completely rocked my world. But what it did was that, you know, the only thing I can explain it, and I'm doing this because that's how it felt. Like I felt like I was being shaken from within. You know, when I first met him, I first saw him, our eyes locked as he like passed me. And I remember I felt, I swear, I felt like the earth move. And I was so like shut down at that time in my life. I was like, I am never looking at that guy ever again because it scared the crap out of me, you know? And so the whole point is that the awakening, it made me dive deeper into all those issues and the blockages that I had built around my heart. You know, I mean, forget about the life before all that stuff happened. You know, this stuff just made even more barriers, you know, go up around my heart. I was like completely guarded, and you know, that activation or whatever it was, you know, the shaking of my soul, I just describe it as he shook my soul awake. You know, I mean, he did. And it just, you know, through a series of events, you know, I realized, it just made me want to get my life back. It reminded me that, because I was pretty warrior, like, you know, before all this, you know, I was a single mom and just doing the deal and getting sober, but I was still very guarded, you know, and I can see that now looking back on my life. And my whole point of this is that I know that it's brought me back to my heart so that I can be brave and be confident in who I am and what I like and what I want in my life. And it doesn't have to like be okay with anybody else but me, you know. And I did this like not like because I bought this thing and I did that thing, and you know, it wasn't any of that. It was because I just started listening, you know, taking those moments to truly tap in and connect. You know, what I personally started doing was like I've shared on here before, like when I first started meditating, I literally set a timer for 1 minute because I could not sit still for longer than that, you know. And I did that, and gradually I added minutes, you know, to my time. But you know, and now I have a whole just thing that I have just gradually you know, made for myself, and that's just come about from me. And that's all I want to encourage everybody else, is because I feel like all my like the teachers that I call them, you know, my teachers, the people that God has put into my life to teach me my lessons, you know, whether they were good or bad, you know, experiences. But I feel like it's all happened to bring me to a place, because I have done the work. Like, I haven't just allowed these things to make me bitter. I didn't just like sit around and get mad about it. You know, I've like seriously worked my ass off to look at myself and to understand myself as to why I allow certain things to happen in my life. And, you know, just doing this whole full circle thing of understanding myself, you know, realizing that and sometimes when I meditate, I literally have to put my hand over my heart so that I can make sure that I'm listening to my heart and not my mind, you know, because my mind will like play tricks and tell me my heart doesn't know what it's talking about or something, you know. And sometimes following my heart, you know, it seems crazy to everybody else, you know. And but I feel like that's it, is coming back to our hearts, you know, and what we truly want, you know. And that, I mean, because, you know, I see the way sometimes people look at me. I'm like really childlike, you know. I mean, I'm almost 50. I don't like act that way, you know, and at least not the 50-year-olds I've been in contact with, you know. And I'm hoping that I soon soon I know, like, even here doing this site, like, I'm, you know, my I don't even know what to call it, my soul family, whatever, the people that I connect with. Like, I honestly feel that those people that are supposed to see my videos and are supposed to connect, like, we're supposed to connect, like, they're going to see my videos, you know. And it's not about like getting 1 million subscribers or anything like that. No, it's just like, I just feel like I'm supposed to come on here and share that it is about being true to yourself and finding your way back. At least it has been for me. Finding your way back to your heart and living your truth, like, no matter what, like, and just with no fear. And I'm not going to tell you that I don't ever get fearful, but it's like I've, maybe it's naive or whatever, I don't know, but I do have this like childlike wonder a lot, you know, with my life. And I dare to dream, you know. I don't believe that I mean, my life has gotten tremendously better since I started. And my twin passed away, you know, and I still believe, you know, I still know that I deserve happy, you know, to be happy. And I do believe that the best is still yet to come. And I know that I went through like all those traumatic things to prove it to people that, the naysayers, that's what I heard, all those naysayers, you know. I mean, I'm not going to end up like one of those grumpy old ladies, you know, that I see, you know, just sitting there with these, you know, I'm not going to do that. And, I mean, I'm 46, I'm not 50, you know. I have a couple gray hairs, but I mean, I still wear Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirts, you know. That's who I am. And I just want to show people, like, it's okay, you know, like you can be who you are. And if people don't like it, like they'll drop off. I mean, people have literally just like dropped out of my life, you know, and I haven't really wanted to be around them either, you know, because I like to smile and laugh, and it's really sad how many people don't. But I'm gonna keep on smiling and laughing and showing people that you can, like, in spite of, no matter what. Anyway, I guess that's it. And I'm sorry I started crying. Well, I'm not sorry. Just they have to come out sometimes. But I really love you guys, and I love the, you know, when you write to me, or even when you just comment. I mean, just like, it's awesome because that's what it's about. We're all in this together, and you know, my journey to back to my heart and opening up my heart, it has not been easy. I mean, facing myself, and I'll tell you, you know, facing yourself is not, sorry, is not the path for the weak. It's the path for the most courageous. And I mean, I'm living in the same house as my mother. That's a miracle. Like, seriously. The relationship healing that my mother and I have gone through is literally, like, there's no other word for it, miraculous. And so, anyway, I'm just here to prove that no matter what, you don't have to give up. And I'm crying, but they're tears of, like, just gratitude and joy, you know, because my life is super simple right now, but I wouldn't change it for anything. And I mean, that's a gift. And especially when you've been surrounded by people your whole life who tell you, like, that's not enough, you know? So many people, I've been surrounded by so many people where the material world is just like, they think that's the answer. And yes, we need money, you know? But using money to validate who you are is like, just because you're a millionaire doesn't mean you're a good person. You know what I mean? But anyway, I'm going to go now. I need to make coffee and start my day. Still got a lot of work to do here. And I really love you guys. And I look forward to connecting with you. And I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.